This program is brought to you by generous donations from the community and sponsored by Stifel Financial.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Forbes, your host for tonight's edition of Nevada County Now. In tonight's episode, we will cover the recent raids on illegal cannabis farms by the Nevada County Sheriff's Office and Department of Fish and Wildlife. We will also look in on a local nonprofit organization whose mission is to provide advocacy, education, and environmental stewardship for legal cannabis growers in Nevada County. Don't go away. We'll take a short sponsor break and we'll be right back.
Thank you to Stifel Financial, proudly helping individuals pursue financial goals, businesses and organizations raise and protect capital, and communities offer higher quality of life. To learn more, visit www.stifel.com.
For years, members of the Nevada County Sheriff's Office Special Investigation Unit and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife and other agencies have worked together to address and eradicate illegal cannabis operations in Nevada County. These separate agencies have merged resources and personnel to form a joint operation for illegal cannabis enforcement. And since May, the joint agency has served up to 30 search warrants and at sites throughout the county. The operation led to the eradication of more than 12,000 illegal cannabis plants and the destruction of more than 1,300 pounds of processed cannabis. Also confiscated were hazardous insecticides banned in the U.S. and known to be highly toxic, and 2 pistols and hardware for building additional firearms. 6 people were cited and 3 were arrested and booked into the Wayne Brown Correctional Facility. After a short commercial break, we will speak to Nevada County Sheriff Shannan Moon about the effort to locate and eradicate illegal cannabis farms.
Nestled in the heart of historic Nevada City is a little gem with a lot of character. A hat store like no other. Step inside, and you're instantly surrounded by a sea of style. The selection is broad, maybe the widest you've ever seen. Wide brims, soft wool, crisp linen, rugged hiking hats. This isn't just a store, it's a haven for headwear. The staff is here to help you find the right size, the right style, and the perfect fit. And if you'd like to make your hat truly your own, there's a beautiful collection of accessories, like hat bands, to add that personal touch. Whether you're preparing for a sunny hike, dressing up for a special occasion, or simply looking to add something unique to your look, you'll find hats for every season, every mood, and every personality. The hat store isn't just a shop, it's an experience, a charming stop in Nevada City where the right hat is waiting.
Sheriff Shannan Moon has been serving as Nevada County Sheriff since her election in 2018. A longtime resident of Nevada County, she has worked for the Nevada County Sheriff's Office since 1990. Welcome. That's a lot of years helping Nevada County.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
So for this story, among many other stories on the street, this has been a yearly thing that you have done with a number of other agencies. Is that correct?
That
How many
is correct.
years has this operation been going on?
We switched over from doing the regulation of our cannabis through the board resolution of allowing cannabis cultivation in Nevada County right during that 2019-2020 timeframe.
So it's been quite a while,
So it's
5 or
been
6
quite-
years. Okay. And in addition to the California Fish and Wildlife Department, I also see from one of the press releases earlier in the summer that the Nevada County District Attorney's Office, County Code Compliance, California Regional Water Quality Control Board, Tax Franchise Board, Trident Task Force, National Guard, Department of Tax and Fee Administration, and PCSO-EOD. I don't know what that acronym stands for.
Explosive Ordnance Detail. So sometimes we do find some items that are suspicious that we want to make sure they're safe before any of those staff members come into contact with
Got
them.
it.
So it's nice to have the experts with us on those calls.
That's a lot of people to coordinate.
It's a logistics, I'm not going to say a nightmare, because our staff do a pretty darn good job on ensuring that the team gets together and they're safe. I think that's the biggest reason for the task force platform is the more people. Clearly limited resources in small counties. I don't have enough staff to be able to provide all of that expertise. The law enforcement piece is definitely our expertise, and making sure that our all of those staff members are safe, because a lot of the folks on those teams are not law enforcement.
Right.
They're scientists.
Right.
They're ensuring that what we see in the illegal cannabis grows that we're seeing, that they are abiding by all of the regulations for fish and wildlife.
Without revealing, trade secrets, how does the surveillance work? Like, how do you determine? And I'm sure this is months before the actual beginning of this program. How do you do the surveillance and kind of zero in on where you want to serve warrants, or at least explore?
Yeah, a lot of that is through the air surveillance, through helicopter. It's fairly easy to locate and identify cannabis on a canopy while you're flying. And then the conversation, of course, would then go with the regulation side of the county, the code compliance, to see if it is a legitimate permitted cannabis cultivation site. It's pretty easy for them to look on their database to see what's permitted and what is not. And then we also really focus on the larger farms, the larger illicit grows, and anything that's close to waterways, because that is going to be a telltale sign that there's probably some illegal activity as it portrays to the taking of the water right out of our
irrigation for the plants.
Correct.
What kind of, maybe this is a silly question, but what confounds me a little bit is that if this is a 5 or 6 year operation and the growers in the county know this happens every year and they know they're going to be surveyed from the air, what's in it? I mean, they must think that they have a good enough chance to get away with it to evade being busted.
Yeah. It's there. There's more out there than we have the staff and the logistics of the task force platform to be able to accomplish. Through interviews, we've heard, sometimes people will roll the dice and say, even if I get caught, the profit that I might be able to get outside of being arrested is worth their committing the crimes. It's still, as much as the cost of cannabis maybe locally has gone down, in other states it has not. So there still is a big need for cannabis outside of California, and that's where the profit comes from.
Got it. So is this year a particularly standout year as far as actual busts and search warrants as compared to other years?
We're actually on par for the same statistics. Similar statistics as last year. Mm-hmm. Each one of those cases takes a tremendous amount of work.
I'm sure.
Again, not just with the logistics of going to the locations. We rely heavily on the reporting of the fish and wildlife scientists that gets sent to our local district attorney, and a lot of that is we're waiting on the state agencies. It's nothing in our control. So we're definitely. Sometimes I say, well, if I put more resources from my end, what I can control, will that increase the number of arrests or the activity? But unfortunately, when we rely on other partners, sometimes they may not be able to just get to that many more, just because, again, we're reliant on a lot of other folks.
And we're one county. I'm sure they're serving the California agencies anyway, or serving a number of counties, correct? Yeah,
historically, this is a very high grow county, just because of our environment and our, the grow season here is always has been profitable for not just cannabis. Clearly, we have the right weather. We have the right temperatures. They definitely like working with us because of what we see. And again, we look at the ones that are the larger grows, the ones that are making the biggest impacts, and the ones that are closer to the waterways.
Once you do identify a grow that you need to go in and serve a warrant and so on, what's the process? Do you have another team come in and tear up plants, and then where do the plants go? I mean, what's the after process?
Yeah, so once it's identified, then we look at writing the search warrants and get them approved through the DA's office and through our local criminal court bench. That having that warrant is what gives us the right and the access to the property. And then it's the logistics of getting the team together, to going out and putting that team together on the site. Once we're on site and the staff on site believe that it's a absolutely illegal site and they make the decision to eradicate, they do it right then and there.
Oh, that's interesting.
They do it right then and there with that team. So some of them take hours. We started in the spring. When a lot of the grows weren't very big, right? But they're still illegal, and they're still the plant counts are still the plant counts. Now that through the summer, some of these ones, the plants are getting a little bit, clearly bigger, and we're just now coming into harvest.
Right.
This is the harvest time.
This is when we start to smell things.
This is when
driving down the street,
folks that are growing, whether it's illicit or regulated, this is the time. If it's an outdoor grow, now indoor grows are a little bit different because it's all year long, and a lot of those complaints and cases that we've been able to identify and eradicate on indoor have been because of a tip, a neighbor, someone that might have been inside the house that wants to report it. We will always take that information and again do the same levels of investigation. We determine whether we believe it to be illegal or a permitted grow, and then move forward with that.
Right, very interesting. Well, thank you for your service. Will the program continue through the harvest season? Through
the harvest season. Again, the detectives that are working on those cases, they've been doing it for several years now, so they're very good at determining what is legal and what is not legal. But they've also built the relationships with that team, and we really appreciate the collaboration that we see across the state with not only the Department of Fish and Wildlife, but the Water Board, definitely the California Cannabis teams that come out and help. I try to say whatever sheriff's office needs help in my neighbors, of my peers, I'll say we'll send staff if we can, and then they'll also send staff if they can. So it is definitely an all hands on deck, recognizing that it's not just about cannabis, right? It's about the impacts of what that is bringing to our community. Environmental, not only to our environment, our literal environment, but also just the fact that we have been seeing pesticides. We have been seeing things that are assisting them with a larger grow, which is not good to consume. No. So we want to make sure that environmental piece on the consumer is that's why we want people going into the legal system. That's why the legal system was started and flourishes in lots of different communities. But there still is the large amounts of cash. And when there's large amounts of cash, whether it's on site or it's just the profit, people will protect it.
Yes.
Right. So we're seeing the firearms at these locations because they're protecting their assets and the hard work that they put into them. Anytime we see that, that's a threat to our community. So wanting to make sure that we continue with this program and ensuring that that our community and the environment that we all love, and the reason why a lot of us choose to live in Nevada County, is at the highest quality that we can do.
Awesome. Sounds like an amazing operation. Congratulations on this year so far.
So far, they've got lots of work. I know they flew last week. They've got lots of different locations and addresses in the hopper is what they told me when I was leaving the office. And I say there is a legal path.
Yes.
Take the legal path.
Take the legal path. How does one find out about the legal path?
Yeah, the Cannabis Alliance in Nevada County is a great
We're
asset.
talking to a representative a little later.
Great asset. The code compliance officers of Nevada County, when they're out doing their inspections, anybody that has any questions, the county website has plethora amount of information on what it takes to be in the legal market. And you know, that's we try to put as much information out there so that we don't get into the position where we have to enforce and take someone to jail. But again, it's against the law. And if you're doing something against the law, we're going to bring the full force of the law.
It sounds like a movie, like a TV show. Like we gotta start a Nevada County, cannabis.
Well, the history of cannabis in Nevada County. We've had cannabis here for decades,
Forever.
right? For decades and decades. 1990 was a long time ago, and when I worked narcotics, all of it was illegal.
Yeah.
So we've had to adapt. We've had to shift with the will of the people, the voting on where we are today with cannabis, and that's what we're doing.
Right.
We're continuing to make sure that the illegal side of the cannabis industry has our attention.
Yes.
And we will, based on the resources that we have, continue with making sure that we create a safer Nevada County.
Terrific. Thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of the season the outdoor grows. And we'd love to have you back and monitor how this is going.
That sounds great.
Year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming down. Don't go away. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will speak to a representative for the Nevada County Cannabis Alliance about the importance of cultivating a legitimate cannabis industry in the county.
In the heart of California's Sierra Nevada foothills, Nevada County isn't just a place to live, it's a community to thrive in. At the Nevada County Economic Resource Council, we're committed to supporting our local businesses, fostering innovation, and creating opportunities for entrepreneurs to grow. Whether you're starting a new venture or expanding an existing one, the Nevada County ERC provides the resources, guidance, and connections you need to succeed. Your success, our mission. Join us today and be a part of Nevada County's bright future. Visit ncerc.org and let's grow together.
Are you licensed Nevada County cannabis business or looking to seek a license? If so, then the Nevada County Cannabis Alliance is the organization that can help. From staying informed and participating in policy initiatives that support the cannabis industry, to community help in navigating the permit process, the Alliance makes it clear that we are stronger together. Nevada County Cannabis Alliance adapts to our needs. With different membership tiers for all size businesses, we'll help you find what's right for you to not only grow your business, but your community. Visit nevadacountycannabisalliance.org today.
The Nevada County Cannabis Alliance, founded in 2016, is a trade association whose mission is to educate and advocate for just and equitable local policies and state legislation. They also collaborate with local cannabis farmers, manufacturers, and supply chain operators to promote economic growth. The Cannabis Alliance website contains online webinars designed to educate small cannabis farm operators in the development of sustainable businesses capable of meeting the challenging market and regulatory environment of the California cannabis industry. Recently, the Alliance has been advocating to stop AB 564, a state bill that would raise the tax on cannabis from 15% to 19%. The bill is currently in the State Assembly, pending amendments from the State Senate. For more about the Nevada County Cannabis Alliance or how you might sponsor or become a member, please visit their website link provided in today's show notes. Diana Gamzon is the executive director and co-founder of the Nevada County Cannabis Alliance. She has spent the last 10 years advocating for and collaborating with the local cannabis farmers of Nevada County. Welcome, Diana. Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
So what's new in the, we just spoke to Sheriff Moon about this annual operation to identify illegal grows in the county. How does this impact the legal farmers here in the county?
Well, as an organization, we have always been very supportive of the sheriff's efforts to combat illegal grows, especially the egregious illegal grows, and recognizing the harm, especially the environmental degradation that can happen to our environment when these are not properly enforced against, especially the egregious grows. So
what do you consider, may I interrupt?
Absolutely.
What do you consider an egregious grow?
One that is causing environmental harm, so it might be very steep slopes, illegal grading, stealing water from the waterways, toxic chemicals that are banned in the United States. I know that there's been some grow this summer where that was found. These are harmful to our community.
Yes.
And so we especially appreciate when there's a priority towards especially the egregious grows that are happening in our community.
So as far as the Alliance always educating and never, supporting the sheriff's operation for sure. As far as the surveillance and such goes, they're surveilling legal as well as illegal grows just to identify the difference, I'm assuming. So the legal farmers know that this is happening and they kind of accept it, or accept it as just part of doing business.
Exactly. Yeah, it's we know that there's helicopters flying, and we know that what they're doing, and we're really proud of the farmers. There's about 180-ish local licenses, local permits that have been issued. That's 180 new tax-paying businesses in the past 5 years. So we're really proud of that. They've done a tremendous amount of work to get to that place of having a local permit and a state license. So I think having some helicopters flying is not a big deal. Not a big deal at all
in the scheme of things. And I know that the process and the requirements to become a legal farm are pretty steep. It's pretty onerous.
They are incredibly steep. It has been a barrier to entry for many of our small farmers. Here in Nevada County, we don't have large grows. And when I say large grows, I'm comparing it to the Central Valley, where one farm may be a 30-acre farm. In all of Nevada County, we have 30 acres combined of our total licensed cannabis. Up until recently, the majority of our farmers had about 10,000 square feet of canopy for each local licensed farm. And that was, that's a quarter of it. It's so minuscule. So we really are working to educate the small farmers on how to get a local license, how to transition and get their state licenses and local permits. And it is an incredibly onerous process. Many people don't realize that every single cannabis farm must meet site-specific CEQA. So CEQA
is the environmental oversight.
Exactly.
State oversight.
Exactly. Yeah. And so there's about 20 different criteria, air quality, all sorts of criteria, dust, that have to be met to be able to get your permit. And it's as if you're building it's the same standards that if you're putting a Walmart or a Dollar General or any kind of commercial operation has to meet. So it's very onerous requirements. There's about 7 different regulatory agencies that you all need approvals from just to get your local permit and state license. So it is a very long process and expensive process.
How expensive typically?
It's all site specific. It depends, but it could be upwards of maybe $20,000 in permits, upwards of $100,000 when you have to meet all of the different requirements. Yes. So it's a very costly process.
But the profits from I know that the cost of cannabis has gone down, and so of course this impacts what the farmers can expect to make as a profit. Right. Or the distribution. So what is the typical price? How much has it gone down?
The price of cannabis has gone down from about 6 or 7 years ago by about 70 or 80%.
Wow.
It is so significant.
Yeah.
We typically say, this is farming. What we are doing is farming. We're putting seeds in the ground.
Right.
It is a commodity. We are farming, and farming has a lot of fluctuations. And so we are no different than our veggie farmers or grape farmers, ranchers going through a lot of market instability and fluctuation. And so how we are working with our community in the licensed cannabis industry is to be resilient in these times and be able to adapt and be able to diversify what they're growing on their farm, be able to create more streamlined procedures, and again, continue to grow the highest quality. That's what we always want from our small farmers here in Nevada County. We want to be known for high quality.
Right.
We will never be known for mass commodity cannabis. We don't want to be known for that. That's other regions have that covered. We are high quality craft cannabis farmers here.
So that's the differentiator
Exactly.
among other areas that have cannabis farms.
Exactly. And going back to the price, well, the price has gone down 70 to 80%. I mean, it's absolutely shocking how much it's gone down, but it's still farming and it's still being able to work on your land and put your hands in the soil and be out there farming with your animals, your dogs, your barn animals, whatever it may be.
Yes.
And it's the love of farming, just as a crop farmer loves to farm. And so that's what we find from a lot of our farmers. The profits are not what they used to be 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes.
But if you're doing what you love, it's a good day. It's a good business.
Is it easy to explain why the price has dropped so significantly?
Yeah. Well, we can think. Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but let's see. I can take this in several different directions, but we'll just go. It's oversupply. It really is oversupply. There are farms in the Central Valley. One farm may have 200 acres.
Yes.
There are farms that are producing the amount that our entire county produces in a year. One farm is producing that in a month.
Right.
I mean, it's just really wild. And I'll spare you my political rants on how this all came to be, but we're rolling with it.
Okay.
You know?
And I'm curious, when cannabis is distributed in whatever form it ends up being in Provisions, a distribution store the new one down the street. Does it say, like wine would say, what region it's from? Does it say Nevada County? Because wouldn't that be a cool?
Oh, yay! Yeah, this is the exciting opportunities that we have. So yes, we have several brands. And I love to brag about our local cannabis brands here. They have won awards. Our farmers have been featured in Vanity Fair, Forbes. Our farmers have won first and second place at the Emerald Cup, which is
that's a biggie.
That's the Oscars for cannabis.
Yes.
The California State Fair. Our farmers have taken first place at the California State Fair. So we have incredible farmers, and those that are branding are always highlighting on their branding Nevada County. Now, the exciting thing and why I lit up is that we have been working with the California Department of Food and Ag for, this has been going on now, probably like 6 or 7 years now, on the creation of regulations for appellations of origin, specifically for cannabis.
Okay.
There's been some exceptionally talented experts within the wine industry who have played a part in developing the regulations alongside the cannabis industry.
I see.
So they are truly mirroring the wine industry's appellations. And so we are in the final stages of these regulations being approved, but within the next year, these regulations will be approved. And then we can truly stamp our appellations here in Nevada County. And what that will allow us to do is it will allow us to have a set standard for specifically why cannabis in Nevada County is unique. And the very cool thing about it is all terroir based.
Okay, just like wine.
Exactly. So we can talk about our growing procedures and processes and have it actually has to be scientifically proven back to the terroir. So very exciting times ahead as we think about ag tourism and how to uplift our craft cannabis farmers here.
So do you envision sort of a tour, a cannabis farm tour for people to sample various farms' products?
Absolutely. We are so proud of the quality of cannabis that is grown here and the farmers that stand behind their product, their flower, their cannabis. So we are, when the policy is all said and done and we actually have these tools to use, we are so proud to be able to bring these to consumers, because on the other side of all this, we have very advanced cannabis consumers throughout the world who are looking to come to the state of California, to come to these legacy cannabis producing regions to see there's strains that show up in Amsterdam that have come from the Ridge here in Nevada County.
That's interesting.
And so there is a whole consumer cannabis connoisseur that's just like a wine connoisseur who really knows the taste, the smell of cannabis. And so that's really the perception that we are trying to advance here in the county, is that cannabis is not what one may think of it in terms of a perception that people may have. It is so much larger, the consumer base of cannabis, the age, the expertise, and so very excited.
You know, one of the newspapers I've worked for in my career, when the ordinance was passed, started a cannabis beat, if you would. And we hired a reviewer to review various strains, just like a reviewer would review wine.
Yes.
So it was really interesting and very popular at the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, wow, this is really interesting. We'd love to follow this Nevada County here, you know, made here idea when the laws get passed, and you can, you know, demonstrate what it means.
Absolutely.
For our people.
One of our members that we're really excited to talk about is Den Cobb, which is on the down the 20 on the Smartsville border, or in Smartsville. And what they have is they actually have, this is due to policy that we had got passed 2 years ago. It allows for on-farm retail. And they are it's very onerous. Again, of course, all cannabis policy is, or regulations are, to receive this type of permit, you have to have a conditional use permit. But people can actually come to their farm, see the cannabis being grown in the fields around this big, beautiful red barn. They can actually purchase local cannabis on
I've
site.
read about this somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know which organization.
And it's actually also an animal sanctuary. So there's big horned sheep and pigs and donkeys and all sorts of animals around. And it's so beautiful. Sometimes people go and they take their lunch and just sit and chat. Exactly. And they talk to the farmer. And so
that's a good model, is what I'm getting from you.
It's a great model.
Okay.
Nevada County is also home to the CDFA certifies cannabis farmers for organic standards. It's called OCAL. Nevada County has the highest percentage out of any county in the entire state of OCAL certified organic cannabis farmers in the entire state. And so we're so proud of that.
Wow. Well, you are a wealth of information, I have to tell you, and excitement. So that's wonderful. We'll have you back.
Great.
Thank you so much for your time, Diana.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Well, folks, thank you for watching this edition of Nevada County Now, your choice for local news brought to you by locals. We'd love your input about the show and what you would like to see on future shows, or if you would like to be a guest or contribute as a host, writer, or producer. Please email your ideas and suggestions to news@nevadacountytv.org. Please help spread the word about this show, and together we can keep our community informed. Until next time, have fun getting out there to explore all our community has to offer. Good night.